Which of the following expressions is a factor of 3x squared plus 20x minus 63? So, a very standard approach of solving this problem is by using cross multiplication. So if you do use that one, and you should quickly get factor form of this expression is 3x minus 7 times x plus 9. So we compare it with these two answers here, and we know that the second one is correct. This first one, we should have plus sign here. So which gives us the answer choice should be B here. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this method. I trust you. So what I'm actually going to emphasize is another way of solving this problem, which is by using factor theorem. So because this is in a multiple choices setting and you're free to use your calculator, that's why I want to introduce factor theorem here. So it can sometimes be quicker for you to do it. Okay, so let's first review what is a factor theorem. So if we're given a polynomial fx, and if we know that fa equals 0, then we can conclude that x minus a is a factor of the polynomial fx, okay? And conversely, so if we do know that x minus a is a factor of the polynomial, we should also get that fa equals 0. So both sides, they are true, okay? And let me actually first quickly prove to you the factor theorem so that it can be easy for you to memorize it. Let's say if we're given a polynomial of fx and we divide it by x minus a, okay? So we should write it as x minus a times our quotient here, okay? Then we should have our remainder here, okay? 除数 times 商加余数是我们的被除数 okay? So let's try to plug in the number of a here. fa equals what? So which is a minus a times qa plus our remainder here, and we know that here this term actually goes away. This is simply 0. What we are left with is simply fa equals our remainder here, okay? And we know that, right? fa is just 0, right? So which means our remainder is 0 if we have this divided by x minus a. So we prove that x minus a is a factor of our original polynomial fx. So we prove this factor theorem. Now we can go ahead and use this factor theorem. So let's check the answer here, x minus 9, which means, okay, if x minus 9 is a factor here, we should do what? Plug in the number of f9, okay? We check the number here. If f9 is equal to 0. So we can use our calculator. 3 times 9 squared plus 20 times 9 minus 63. This one doesn't equal to 0. So it's not a factor of this polynomial. And we should do the same thing for our 3x minus 7. Okay? So actually, this is 3, so it doesn't really matter. We should try to do this as 3 times x minus 7 over 3, right? Now we get this x minus a form here. So which means we should try to plug in the number of 7 over 3 into the polynomial. So which is f7 divided by 3. Okay? Then you can use your calculator to do 3 times 7 divided by 3 square plus 20, 7 over 3 minus 63. what you should have is 0 here. Then we get that 3x minus 7 is a factor of this polynomial. So we get the same answer choice of B here. Okay, so sometimes, so you see, you don't really need to do the factorizing. You don't need to try to use the cross multiplication. Simply by plugging the numbers into the polynomial can help you to get to whether it's a factor of it or not. Okay, that's it for this problem.